Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm gonna do a quick cook and clean with me video. I am cooking spaghetti tonight, so nothing fancy, nothing that you guys probably don't know how to cook yourself, but I'll show you how I cook our spaghetti, and then we will clean up for the night. I don't have much cleaning to do, but I'll definitely have a lot of cleaning after spaghetti, and then cleaning up like the kids' rooms and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me. I just did a workout, so I'm in a sports bra, but I will put clothes on for this video. Let's get started, it's time to eat. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I brown the beef. I am doing like a meat sauce instead of spaghetti and meatballs. What do you guys like better? Do you like spaghetti and meat sauce, or do you like spaghetti and meatballs? I particularly like meat sauce, but Chris and the kids actually like meatballs better. But Publix didn't have their pre-made meatballs, and I didn't feel like making meatballs since Chris wasn't home. I didn't want to have to do too much. I wanted this to be a really easy dinner, so meat sauce is a lot easier than making meatballs, in my opinion. But usually we'll have meatballs just because that's what the majority of the family members like. So after the meat is brown, I drain all the grease. Whatever meat I got today was super greasy, and so it needed to be drained. And then after I drain it, I take it back over to the stove and I add the sauce. And I want to talk about the sauce for a minute too, because I just use canned or a jar sauce, and I usually I use a whole can, and then I shake up water inside to get the rest of the sauce out, and then just mix it all in. But I am very tempted to try to make my own sauce one day, just because I think that it'll be a lot better than the canned kind or the jarred kind. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys make your own sauce? Do you have a really good recipe for your own sauce? I think people actually call it gravy. Am I right about that? I don't know. But anyways, this is how we make it when we're in a pinch. And usually I add a little bit, I think this was oregano and garlic salt, and then just stir it up and let it simmer while I do the garlic bread and the noodles. And for the garlic bread, this particular day I got the loaf that was at Publix. It was super cheap. It's so much cheaper than the Texas toast. And I think I like this garlic bread better than the Texas toast, because the Texas toast kind of gets soggy and this gets really crisp and good. But this was kind of a lot of bread just for me and the kids, and kind of a lot of it went to waste. But anyways, I usually just put it on some foil. I don't even put it like on a cookie sheet or anything, just the foil in the oven on its own, and I just follow the directions, whatever's on the what is it called, the package. And then for the pasta, I just use spaghetti noodles. I particularly like angel hair noodles, but again, the kids and Chris like spaghetti noodles, and I just got a huge thing of spaghetti noodles from Sam's Club, so that's what we're using. And I usually break mine in half, that you can see there. It just easily goes in the pot better, and then I have to cut it up anyways for the kids, so it's just a lot easier for me to break it in half before I boiled it, and I think it boils a little faster. I'm not sure about that. And then I get the garlic bread out when it's ready, and yes, foil for some reason does not get hot in the oven. I don't know, it's very weird. You don't have to use mitts to get the garlic bread out if you're just using the foil. And then I go ahead and cut it into pieces, because the kids love garlic bread, and if I don't cut it all into pieces now, that's all I'll be doing at the dinner table, is trying to cut garlic bread one after another, and then I'll never get to eat. So after the garlic bread is cut, the noodles were ready, and I just drained the noodles and got everyone's bowls ready. The kids like theirs cut, like I said, and just a little bit of sauce.
I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, 'cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin, 'cause we're still sleeping in my head. There's a new part of me, a part I want you to see. You haven't seen the best of me.
All right, dinner is over, and my best strategy for cleaning up after dinner is to get everything off of the table all at once. So just make as many trips as you need to and just get that kitchen table cleaned off, and that way whenever you go to do the dishes or whenever you go to clean up after dinner, everything is all in one spot and you're not going back and forth, back and forth. So now that I got everything off the kitchen table, I am putting away all the leftovers, and I had a lot of sauce left over, so I just put enough sauce in the leftover bin to cover the noodles. And then I am just cleaning off the counter, putting everything in the sink that needs to be washed as far as dishes go. And then I'm putting the extra bread in this Ziploc bag and putting the spaghetti in the refrigerator. Okay guys, it is time for the Mrs. Meyer's fall scents, and this by far is my favorite, the apple cider, and I'm using the multi-surface spray. It smells so good. It smells just like fall, and any fall scent that has an apple smell to it is my favorite. So this one is definitely my favorite that I've used so far. I've tried the pumpkin one and this apple cider one. I haven't tried the mum one. I heard the mum one is really, really good as well. And all of these you can get on the grove.co website, Grove Collaborative. You definitely need to check it out. So I am just cleaning off the table. The chairs really needed it because the kids got spaghetti sauce all over their little fingers and spaghetti sauce got everywhere. So I just cleaned off the table, and the chairs were really, really good. And then before I could do the dishes, the dishwasher actually needed to be emptied. And this is one of my chores that I hate the most, is emptying the dishwasher. That along with putting away clean clothes. I love doing dishes, I love washing clothes, but the putting away part is just the worst to me. So a little tip I have for putting your dishes away, I was going to say your clothes, but your dishes, is I take everything out and put it right here on the counter, and I organize it to where it needs to go. So all of the adult dishes are in one pile, all of the kids stuff that goes in a totally different drawer in one pile. Everything is stacked up super nice. And then like the Tupperware, you can see in this video, my Tupperware and my cups usually have to be dried off. I don't know what it is about our dishwasher, but it dries plates perfect, but it doesn't dry the Tupperware or the cups very good. So I usually have to wipe all those down, but I get everything onto the counter. That way everything is out. Again, I'm not going back and forth, and now everything is stacked and ready to go in its spot, and it's easy to get everything put away, and I feel like this is a lot quicker as well. I love this maple and nutmeg candle from Grove as well, and I usually like to light a candle as I'm cleaning. That way everything can start smelling good. And here is the apple cider dish soap that I love as well from Mrs. Meyer's. And as I'm doing the dishes, I'm just going to tell you guys right now on Grove, if you've never ordered from Grove before, you can get a free dish soap, hand soap, multi-surface spray, a hand sanitizer, and some sponges. And so this is an amazing deal, and like I said, their fall scents are out, and so now is the time to get all this free stuff to try it out. I love Grove for all different reasons. I get all of my cleaning stuff there. This is a Grove little brush that I use as well, and laundry detergent, paper towels, everything. I get all my stuff from Grove, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. I will leave the link down in the description for you guys, and I would love for you to try out the scents with me for fall and let me know what you think. Okay, another tip I have for you guys is if you have a split sink like I do my dishes on one side and I put the clean dishes in the other side, or the dishes that need to go in the dishwasher, and then I load the dishwasher. Again, this is so you don't have to go back and forth, back and forth. I started this because my kids always like to grab the stuff out of the dishwasher as I was doing the dishes, so I didn't want to open it until the last minute, and so that's how I started it. But then I was like, hey, this is actually a good way to do the dishes, so that's how I do it. And then anything that I washed by hand, I just have sitting on the counter, and then I get a paper towel and dry all of that off, which is what I'm doing here. After I do the dishes, I usually clean out the sink almost every single night, depending on what we had for dinner, but especially when we have spaghetti, because that meat sauce, it's greasy, all the grease, the noodles, everything was drained there, and so I am just cleaning out the sink really good with some dish soap. Right after that clip, I had to put the kids in the bathtub, and since Chris was not with me this day, I ended up cleaning Jane's room. I really do try to get my kids to help me clean, especially when it's their mess, and I feel like in these videos I'm always cleaning up their toys, but they were in the bathtub. It was just a lot easier for me to clean up all of this while they were contained in the tub. I know you moms can understand me, but I'm just cleaning up Jane's room. Surprisingly, Jackson's room and Piper's room were good to go, and if any other spaces have messes like the living room and the playroom, which you will see have messes, I usually just leave it. I just like to have their rooms clean right before they go to bed. So during this clip, the kids were in bed. I had already put them to bed, and now I'm finishing up the nighttime cleaning routine. I am cleaning off the counter, as you can see, spraying it down with that apple cider spray. It just makes the whole house get into like a fall vibe. But I'm cleaning off the counters. Once I clean off the bottom counter, which I call it, I get everything off of the top counter so that I can clean up there as well. This is Jane's little school binder. I have to sign off. Usually for her homework, she has to do a physical activity, and then she has to do some 15 minutes of reading. She can't read, but we read to her, and we have to write down what books we read her, and then I have to sign her agenda. So that's what I'm doing there, and then just getting ready to clean off the top of the counter. As you can see, the living room was pretty messy. Actually, it wasn't that bad, but the kids were playing with these bar stools, so I'm moving those back, and then just picking up toys, putting everything in their place. Another tip for you guys, I think I've mentioned this before, if things need to go upstairs or to somebody's specific room, again, instead of going back and forth, you can see that I'm making piles. There's a pile of Jackson's stuff there and a pile of Jane's stuff there, and then I can take things one by one to where they need to go. After I cleaned up and picked up in the living room, I went ahead and cleaned off the bar here, as you can see, and again, the chairs needed to be cleaned
Sometimes they need to be wiped down, sometimes they need to be scrubbed down, but there usually always is some sort of crumb on the chairs. So after that, I cleaned up or picked up the kitchen. The kids they were playing some sort of Star Wars dress up, so they had a bunch of stuff, and most all of this stuff needed to go upstairs. So I usually just put everything down at the bottom of the stairs, and then it usually takes me 2 or 3 trips up and down the stairs to get everything up to where it needs to go. And again, I usually get everything up, take all my trips at once, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then once everything is in one spot and in one pile, then I can clean up the playroom. And really the playroom was not that messy. It was just the one area where they have their dress up stuff that needed to be picked up. And then that brown basket that sits on the stairs had a few miscellaneous items from throughout the day that I usually clean out. Everything that needs to go upstairs, I usually just put in that basket unless it's the bigger stuff, as you guys can see. So once the playroom was picked up and cleaned up, the house was pretty much done. I used this Caldrea room spray. This Caldrea sea salt neroli is the best smelling stuff, and they have the multi-surface cleaner as well on Grove, and I'm telling you guys, that's the best smell ever.
Alright guys, and that is it for my cooking and cleaning tonight. It is 8:45. Jane is still singing in her bed. I don't know what to do. We've been trying to get her bedtime earlier, and it's not working. She just lays in her bed awake. So she's been waking up fine, but I'm afraid it's all gonna catch up to her at some point. Tomorrow is Friday for us, and so that is officially 2 weeks in kindergarten, and she's been waking up really, really good. So I guess I can't complain yet or be too strict yet about a bedtime because she's still doing really good. But anyways, I got most of the stuff done I wanted to get done. Chris is coming home tonight, so I wanted the house to be clean and smelling good by the time he came home. I probably should vacuum, but I'm way too tired to vacuum, and I don't want the kids to get up or hear me vacuuming, so I'm gonna skip that for tonight. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want any of the products that I used today, all of the products that I showed on the camera, I got from Grove Collaborative, grove.co. I'll leave a link down in the description for you guys to check out all of their products. Their fall scents are amazing. Can't wait to get some more of them, and maybe I'll share some more of them with you. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye guys.